What is good, guys? Today I'm gonna make it up to you. Yesterday we tried going to the Nismo Omori Factory, but they were closed. But today I triple checked. They are definitely open today. So we're gonna head there. We're gonna check it out and show you some of the awesome cars that are on display there. Like I said yesterday, there are some really iconic R32 GTRs there, like the HKS and the Calsonic one. So anyways, enough talking. Let's get there and jump straight into it. Okay, so we've made it to the Nismo Omori Factory, and I have great news. I've checked, they are open today. Let's take a quick look in the car park while the rain isn't too bad. We've got a Nismo R35 GTR. These things are like, this is like my dream daily car. And if ever I was like crazy baller, I'd totally try and make one a drift car, but you know, that's ridiculously expensive. 32 GTR running some, what looks like LMGT4 Nismo wheels, Brembo brake upgrade everywhere. These aren't the GT, these look like R35 GTR Brembo brakes on there actually. So that's super clean. Looks like staff kind of generic, normal like Nissan cars like Infinities and Leafs and stuff. You've got the new Nismo, what's that called? It's not, I think it's the March. Yeah, March or Micro in Australia. And over here we've got my car, obviously. One of the technicians was out here looking at it before and like, how, why, but anyways, another one of these Nismo Edition Marches. This is an X-Trail, I'm pretty sure. This is the Juke, right? I don't know much about the Jukes. And then obviously the 370Z, all Nismo Edition. They've got some nice graphics on the side, Nismo Driving Academy. So some pretty cool stuff here. All right, enough getting all my gear wet. Let's head inside and take a look at, man, I cannot wait to show you guys this. It's like the best of the 32 GTRs. Anyways, let's go inside and check it out. So the first thing I've been greeted with here is this R34 GTR GT500 motor. We'll get to everything else later. But so this was using the GT500 series, and it is so interesting to look at how they designed the plenum and everything here, and how it's longer this way, wider this way, sorry, and how they've got these brass spaces in there and everything. It's very interesting, and the built on the side of the block there, water and oil exchanger there is way bigger than what you saw in the factory ones, obviously. It's just very interesting to kind of get a very good look at how they engineered this for their race cars. Obviously external oil pump, because even Nissan knew they had oil pump issues. But damn. Very interesting. And the way they did the twins on this as well, way more space there to work on, so this is very nice. And a little baby clutch. But seriously though, those things can handle some power. Really cool. Individual throttles actually look much bigger on this as well than the factory one. Very cool. Just to be able to get up close and look at this is so awesome. This one here is just like the bare N1 block. So they just got that on display because you can purchase these. They're all being remanufactured now. This one here is the F Sport edition. So it's the 2.7 litre stroker kit, and it pretty much comes in a package as you see now with everything. And you're looking at 5,800,000 yen, which would work out to be about 60 grand USD. So pretty insane. Very cool though to get up close and personal and see this as well. It's running R35 Denso injectors, if you can see that in there. So they'll be like 560cc around about there. Alright, now we're moving on to the Nismo S2 series RB26. So this was a factory option, kind of a factory option upgrade that you could put into like your 32 and things like that back in the day. And then obviously it kind of evolved into going into the 33s and the 34s. And I think back in the 32 days it was the S1. Tell me in the comment section if you guys know more about this. But yeah, so they say here that this is suited for the 32, 33, 34, and from pretty much from the factory when you buy this, that's 400 PS right away, so 400 HP pretty much good to go. And I can see here that they're running adapters and the R35 GTR injectors there too. Then we've got the R2, so this is a 450 PS, 450 horsepower package, and as you can see, it's got a few more Nismo bolt-on parts compared to the S2, and it was pretty much just another upgraded version. And this one's once again will suit the 32, 33, or 34. Actually, I didn't tell you guys the price of this one. This one's 4,300,000 yen, so about $44,000 to $45,000 US. And then this one here for the extra 50 horsepower. With the extra Nismo bolt-ons and stuff, you're looking at 4,800,000 yen, which is about 50 grand USD. Now, the way this works is it's not like you're capped at only 450 PS. Obviously, if you get a different aftermarket ECU and a tune, you're going to see way more power than that. But man, it's so cool to get up close and just look at these fully assembled nice and close like this. It's very interesting. In here is what we refer to as the rat's nest on the RB26, with all the different individual manual piping lines and stuff like that. And it's obviously very beneficial, and you've probably seen this on a lot of people's GTRs where they just remove this entire individual throttle body intake manifold setup and they just go to one big throttle body and a huge nice intake manifold. Same with the twins. It's more efficient these days to just stick to a really nice efficient single, but it's still cool to, like, you know, run the twin system just because of the I guess the nostalgic feel to it, as well as just, you know, if you're an elitist and want to keep everything original. But these Nismo turbo outlet elbows look sick. Very cool. One of the other things I love about the Nismo Omori Factory is that the entire wall here is glass, so you can see into the workshop here. And there's always some cool cars here. They've got a dyno room and everything like that, and you can book tours of the actual factory itself. I asked them today, but they have no more bookings available, but it's still really cool. The door handles here is a camshaft. Looks like it's from either a VQ or a VR38, that kind of profile, I'm not sure, but that's pretty cool. So you got their dyno room and everything in there where they do their brake testing as well. And looks like they got a Stagia. It's got a 35 GTR here, another 35 GTR there, 34 Nurspec 2 by the looks of it over there, and a whole bunch of other GTRs up the back there that we can't really see. There's a 33 GTR 32 and another 34, nice Bayside blue one. It's always cool to see what they've got in there. Actually, wow, I just spotted a very famous classic. There you go. Some more right there. Really cool. You got the DR30 RS turbo. Those things are cool. FJ20 turbo motor in them. Very awesome. I'm trying not to talk super loud either. Obviously, the Omori factory isn't just all show. You can buy all of the parts that Nismo stock and sell, as well as a huge range of the Nismo OEM stuff. Look at this, like you can get brand new crank angle sensors for the 32 and 33 and 26 Series 1 for like $500 US, and then the R34 RB26 one there, the Neo motor, for $500 US as well. All the igniters, coil packs and stuff. Oh my gosh, that igniter unit's nearly $600. That's ridiculous. But yeah, as you can see, everything's available here. All the original OEM stuff, even things like your coolant temp sensors and things like that. NOx sensors are here. Everything here, especially like because the 32's become a heritage car. And what cracks me up even more is the R32 Speedo speed reader for the tachometer. They've got those cables chilling there as well, because we all know if anyone owns a 32, that's like one of the first things that breaks, especially once they hit the 20-year mark. Speed sensors too, yeah, but that's the new designed one. Super cool. If you want to touch this titanium thing, we have to wear gloves, which they provide, but that's still pretty cool to see that they still sell these, because there was a period where they stopped for a while, but then when 32s became popular again in the States, they remade them. That's kind of cool. All the pricing here is gonna be Nismo standard RRP. I mean, like if we look at these LMGT4 wheels, for just one wheel, it's $700, and that's without tax. So you got to add the 8% on top of that. So that's really cool. I love these wheels, and one day I hope I can afford them. You can get stuff like extended studs and things like that as well. Harnesses, all the indicators and lights and stuff. And this is one thing that cracks me up. People don't understand how expensive the Xeon GTR headlights are. For just right hand side, so one side, 2.7k. No, it's about 2.1k USD for just one headlight. So if you want the pair, you gotta pay like $4,000. And yeah, costs an arm and a leg, that's for sure. But you've got the other things like Nismo clusters and all that kind of stuff on display. All right, so moving on to the 32 GTRs now. I'm gonna start up my favorite one because why not? The HKS R32 GTR was the thing that was burnt in my brain as a child. Whenever anyone said Skyline, this is what I saw in my head. I still remember seeing footage of this thing on track, on TV, and just the colors and the livery and just how much like it, I guess, inspired me to get into cars as a young kid. Like, this car is legendary. I'm sure everyone knows that who's into cars. But it's just so cool to see these things up close and personal like that. And one of the biggest things that I love about this place is even if you don't know everything about these cars, they have an iPad here with all the information, and if you scroll down you can change it to English as well. So it's really cool just to be able to see all this kind of stuff up close and personal. Just looking at the car closely, I've noticed some funny things, like there are these little like tempera labels on the wheels and other parts that are removable on the car that say HKS front right FR. So it's like when they take things off and stuff, they don't get anything mixed up whatsoever. It's kind of cool. The interior, as you'd expect, it's a full-blown race car, so everything's stripped out in there except obviously racing seat and everything for the driver. It looks so nice. I'd love to drive something like this one day. It'd be so cool if like somehow in the future we could organize with Nissan and Nismo to get me driving this. It'd be so cool. We can only dream, right? Okay, moving on from that, let's look at the Calsonic R32 GTR. This one, it's famous in its own way as well. Once again, stripped out entirely. The interior, kind of a very similar setup on the inside, it seems. A little bit of a darker kind of choice there with how they set up the dashboard and stuff like that. Exhaust comes out on the side just like the HKS one does there. The wiring is a little bit interesting in this. There's seems to be some other type of ECU in the middle there. It has something to do with braking maybe, I'm not sure. I'd really like to look up some more information about that. That's kind of cool. Once again, they've got the little tempera label here that says Calso, which is short for Calsonic. It says front hidari in Nihongo, in Japanese there. So they don't mix up where all the which wheel goes where. Super cool. And if you see this little point there, that's a little air compressor point, and you put the air compressor hose in there, and the little jack stands, the little pistons, air pistons under the car, push the car up and raise it off the ground so that they got easy access to everything. So I don't know now if they're allowed to put something like that intruding out of the front bumper like that, because if they get in an accident, that's going to go and smash into stuff. It's just how things were in the old days. Moving to the STP. Once again, you can see the little air jacking point there, a little bit better hidden away now in this version. This car kind of looks like it's in better condition than the other two, just probably because I think this one, I don't know 100%, I'd have to check this, but I think this was the last one they built. I don't know, but the builds on them are very similar. You've got the side exit exhaust down there again. The way they did the wiring in this one is very identical to the Calsonic as well. I wonder what that computer is there. Is that ABS or something? It looks strange, that thing on the back seat in the center there. This dash was like completely chopped though. Looks like they almost like put a head deck space in the dash up the top there, but it's just for gauges and stuff. Very cool. Maybe this one's just been resprayed or something recently, because the paint looks better on this one, like more shinier and newer. I'd say they've probably just painted it recently. These wheels look so cool. Super beefy. So this is pretty cool. This is like a, I guess they build these in such a way so that they can do all the aero testing. And then from this to then make the full scale. It's super cool how they like show all the different modifications and the changes that they made, and it still has all the measurements and the drawing information and identification numbers on them. So this must be how they do like their wind and air tunnel testing, because it's obviously much more cost effective to build a smaller replica of it and then upscale that once you've perfected it. That would make a lot more sense. Super cool to see this. Yeah, this is really awesome. I'd love to have one of these like on display in like the Otaku garage, like front office area. Something like this would be super cool to have possession of, right? Whew, that's so cool. Over here they've got, it's kind of funny that they hide these in the back corner, but these are the VR38 DETs. So this is what you find in the R35 GTR. And then this one over here is the VR H34A. So this was in the Super GT 500 and the NA series. This thing's pretty cool, obviously individual throttled, and it's a V8, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Super cool to look at this kind of close in person and how the throttle mechanism works. So there's a little bearing and a rotary kind of thing there, and as the throttle pushes on the pole, that kind of turns and opens the throttle bodies each individually, like they all open because the throttle kind of shaft goes through each pair. Very cool. External oil pump. This whole front is billet machined. That would have cost a pretty penny. Super cool to see these engines up close like this. I must look like the biggest geek right now, just like frothing over these things. Man, look, even the freaking plate that they've put over the exhaust ports to prevent it, like dust and dirt from getting in there, looks cool as hell. So awesome. That dry sump is so short. Alright, so I don't know anything about this car, and there's no information anywhere on it, but it seems like, judging by the livery that was on there, that this thing was raced in 1958 in Australia, and they have all this like livery stuff here that has the Australian flag and the Japanese flag, and it like has like Australian company or something written here. Driver K Okuyama, another driver was Y number, and the navigator. So maybe this was like some of the first like rally cars that they made, and B Wilkinson was the navigator, so he was an Australian for sure with that name, British Australian. The thing's definitely copped a big beating. And there's damage all over it, but this is really cool. Mobile gas trial in 1958, round Australia, car number 19. I'm gonna jump on Google after this and check it out, but like it seems to be like a team effort between Australia and Japan. That's super cool. I'm sure there's some really cool history about this, and I'm really not doing this enough justice. But if anyone knows anything about this, please put some information in the comment section. It's a Datsun 1000, that's about all I know, just by reading the badge on the side. But that looks like some pretty cool, like historic kind of event. There you go, Light Car Club of Australia. I know what that is. So maybe this car was built in Australia, and then they brought it over to Japan. Man, someone tell me if they know anything about this. You guys always used to ask me where I got my Nismo bomber jacket from, and this is where you get them from, the Nismo Omori Factory or the Nissan global headquarters in Yokohama. And they're about 9,000 yen when I bought mine. Let's see. Okay, they've gone up $50 now, so they're like $150 for that bomber jacket. But you can also get a bunch of other Nismo kind of merch and clothing and stuff, so definitely check it out if ever you're here. One thing you need to make sure that you definitely do, another camshaft handle on the door, is go to the bathroom. I'm not sure what the females looks like, but this is the men's. And they've got a nice camshaft wall here, huge brake rotor mirror kind of thing, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just a standard bathroom, but they've just got cool camshafts on the wall and stuff. And camshaft handle again here. It's pretty cool. The bathroom, a lot of people forget to go check out because it's kind of like hidden through the back here, through where all their meeting rooms are and whatnot. Before I leave, I'm gonna get some Skyline GTR water. Yes, that's right, it's a Nissan collection kind of special edition water. Put some money in, push the button. It's $1 for this bottle of water. And it's a pretty cool bottle to have, Nissan GTR collection edition. Pretty cool. Of course, the weather has gotten from all right to worse in the time that I was in Nismo. I was in there for a good amount of time. So that was awesome, being able to check out the Nismo Omori Factory again. Like I said, it's been 2 years since I was last here, and just being able to go in there and check out the new display that they've got there is just awesome. I'm gonna put a little thing up the top there for you guys to check out the last video when I was there, which they had like the Z-Tune R34 on display and stuff. But it was just so cool being able to see those R32 GTR, like those are legendary cars that you just saw that have like, some of the biggest achievements back in those days. And those cars were what were known for literally the GTR becoming Godzilla. They were feared, and whenever anyone came up against them, they had no chance. So anyways, it was just cool to see them. Obviously, they have a lot of heritage in there today. The whole like kind of display that they do at the Nismo Omori Factory does change. So if you come here, there might be something different. But they do put it up on their website what kind of cars they have on display, and I think they change it up like 4 or 5 times a year. So just check that. Obviously, don't make the mistake I did and triple check. If you're always not sure or can't find any information if it's open or not, you can always call them. They do have staff here that do speak a bit of English. So, you know, I guess try to triple check and don't rock up here and get super disappointed. But I guess the other benefit of the Nismo Omori Factory location is the Nissan headquarters are really close. They're only about 15 minutes away by bus or train, walking, that type of thing. So, you know, if you do come here and it is closed, you can still at least go to the global headquarters or vice versa, you know what I mean? So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys did as well. Did a whole bunch of cinematic shots. Hopefully that turned out all right. I'm gonna head home now and get some sleep because I have a night shift from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and I'm gonna be extremely wrecked if I don't get some sleep like in the daytime. So I'm gonna head home, pass out. But otherwise, guys, thanks heaps for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I am so excited about where this channel's going and how like pumped I am about daily uploads right now, and I hope you guys are too. And one thing I do want to say, join the Discord down in the description. If I ever do any Twitch live streams like gaming and stuff like that, or just any random live streams while I'll be in Australia and stuff, they will be on Twitch. The only live stream that is going to happen on YouTube will be a technical kind of mechanical Q&A, and once I get to Australia, I'm going to organize a time with Sam Vanes, and we're going to do that so you guys will be able to, via live stream on YouTube, ask Sam Vanes, who's, you know, my business partner with the Taka Garage and the head mechanic. He's in charge of all the mechanic stuff. He's done all the crazy builds and stuff at a Taka Garage. So good opportunity for you guys to talk to a real like switched on bloke who knows what they're doing mechanically with Skylines and 1JZs and Supras and all that type of stuff. So anyways, I'm rambling on again. Once again, thanks heaps for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Ja mata ne.